just in case, we have just completely turned off the music as well, because instead of going all the way up, it was pretty cringe like other kinds of itself, or infringing like anything it goes. So we shouldn't able to find something even more higher like this one. So we still have for the controls and reset everything as well. But looks like everything reset like anything for just even for the first time, including my controller. So we just absolutely gonna be trying to do this. Everything is absolutely done. We have ourselves for the Ferrari, and I cannot even turn on for some sort of a camera mode. So we have for some sort of a cars, starting with GT4 cars. That is eventually we saw that completely added a new one. There is a new GT4 car. We absolutely arrived for this day, and it's completely locked at level 8. So I'll be able to be driving all the way to right away. We're gonna be doing for some sort of, let's just doing for classic anything instead of IndyCar races. Let's go for classic, and we're absolutely trying to do this. The player starts or anything but itself to do this. We're gonna be starting in Fuji International Speedway. The higher votes is going to be 6, and we're going to be trying to be ready for racing. I'm in a level 78 instead of it's a level 49 as well. So I'm already going to be trying to buy like anything before. We're going for about 2 laps. Let's going to be choosing another car as well. The game starts in last 20 seconds. I hope I'm going to be ready, that everybody is going to be ready for such as fastest GT4 cars on the block. The starting in the game is now going to be completing against well, and all of their drivers are going to be left the game. We have anything that probably to do ourselves. The map is Fuji International Speedway. Alright, we're going to be doing for another thing or another race. Looks like we're going to get some really fast, and hopefully this is going to be even ready. So I propose to keep turning off my music, and it's not my music like there, so because therefore this isn't going to be just like this one. So we have any kinds of few minutes left, or this is absolutely for a last stands of seconds. Alright, we're gonna be last for 1 minute left for 60 seconds. We're gonna be choosing an Audi. Let's go for this one. I'm gonna be picking up for Audi, and what anyone isn't going to be just like one thing. Wait a second. Is this qualifying? Oh my god, this isn't going to be just like this, only one thing. Everybody's racing, but for BMWs. Oh, all the GT4s froze. So I'm be prepared that we're gonna be trying to be ready. Last 22 seconds, and we're not going to be ready. Oh god, I'm feeling taken out of the track. And what that big loud thing it is, I think this is going to be really start to do this. We're preparing for race because something has absolutely started to get all the way out of control. It was absolutely pranking itself. So looks like we're still turning off the music, and we're going. So the green flag is in the air, and the 2 laps of racing. This is going to be pretty easy, like Gran Turismo 4. Oh my god, that was pretty loud. Here comes our first corner, and I can hear right behind him, Monster Speeder is finally leading. And now we're just going to be trying to slow them down without any penalties. We have our first sector, isn't like that best lap itself. I can hear something is absolutely going to be catching up to me. Oh dear. Oh dear, that must be one thing. The Mustang is going to be trying to take all over to the lead back down. So our second sector isn't going to be right behind him. So since that something is absolutely keep on catching up as well. So, oh dear, this isn't going to be really that fast. The second sector, oh, we have been overtaken by the opponents. What are they doing? They're like pro masters. This is going to be such as a three-way battle between such as one thing. This is going to be a little bit of fun. And it's going to be absolutely in towards for the final lap. And I'm going to be split streaming the Mustang. And then our faster acceleration isn't going to be enough. And looks like the Mustang isn't going to be trying to step down. Well, let's just give ourselves a second lap. So here goes the final lap. And I'm probably sure we're still going for the faster lap that I just completely wanted. I'm still in the lead, but right behind the second place isn't like that Mustang. We're still having for a little bit amount of lead, but our first sector is absolutely completely starting in about ourselves. So we're still going to get things a little bit on the line. So hopefully there is nothing that we're going to be going back here. So still going to be blasting for many more. And then right behind, I'll never be able to be seeing right behind this. Let's just going to be full stop at the Michelin border as well, or some sort of a billboard as well. So we still catch up for some second sector complete. And it's going to be the fastest lap, 1 minute and 53 seconds. Not quite that fast. Because of that, due to something is absolutely not that pretty good. So I'm better try to slow down. And I still going to be for my fastest lap time, whatever we do. I looked at back, but it seems that anything isn't going to be just like this one. So I'm at the 5th gear, but still, we still got many more issues left. But I got it. I got the win. We have just completely win for ourselves for another time. But looks like we have a couple of drivers. 3 drivers have left. So this is where the last place is going to be doing this. Now spectating Mr. Awesome 78 6x4. And looks like it's almost going to be retail on to the finish. And then the final results is going to be this. 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Returning to the lobby in 6 seconds. Finally, 3 of these drivers have just completely failed. And about for just other kinds like this one. The next race is Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, because I'll be able to be choosing the Dodge Viper themselves. It looks like we're on for the qualifying. This is an absolutely for a warm-up. So, looks like this isn't going to be just like it's going to be best. Hopefully I'm not going to be using for such as any more like this thing, because I'm not going to be using for such as for the mouse control anymore, and because of their pro drivers are way more faster than I am. So looks like I increased the volume, and credits and experience is going to be catching up. Oh dear, the warm-up is complete. The preparing the race is going to be at 4 laps. We're going to be doing this about. So it will be trying to take it about for just about for 60 seconds. Oh my god, this is really loud as well. And ahead of go. Oh dear, looks like the race has been started since a while ago. And it's going to be such as more loud. And we'll really think we're going to be headed out for the 100 board. I think this is going to be really hard. This is a little bit chaos out here. And started to get me out of sight. So we're going to be look things without further ado. And all of these drivers are insanely fast. Oh my god. Look at the drivers. The pro drivers. Oh my god. We just absolutely out of sight. And I have nothing. That is not going to be a way to do. It keeps on froze all the way. Our first sector is even more bad. Then it's absolutely serving penalty for our very first time. So, looks like I'm in 6th position. That isn't going to be just like it's going to be inside that thing. Because I can't see. And I'll be at for the 2nd lap as well. And this isn't going to be just like one piece of... I'm serving 2 seconds of penalty like that. We're down to 7th position, but we're unable to catch up as well. This is going to be pretty hard and more hard as well. And that's why I cannot able to catch up with them, because it was actually going to be for such a best lap. We're going to be reaching all the way to level 79. And we're going to be trying to slow down as fast as possible. And then throttle back up. And I cannot believe they making me out of control and back into the 6th place when I was still going really fast. So I'm just going to be going a little bit further. But I'm probably trying to stop a little bit for just as well. And what I just completely qualified, that I just licensed myself, that we just didn't remember for myself as one. So, my first sector is really able to be the fastest. So I'm coming up really fast as possible beyond of these drivers. Because I'm going to be in the top 3 as fast as possible. But unfortunately, something is absolutely extremely fast. What is going on? But before that, slightly cannot see, and still going for a blasted outside of the line before it's 2 laps to go. The 2nd sector isn't catched it like therefore. It looks like I'm going to be trying to slow things a little bit down, and I'm not sure this isn't going to be just like very good. And we're going to be ready to overtaking for such as only one thing. I'm at 5th place, 2 laps to go, and we're not going to be counting for some very best lap times whatsoever. And we're still going to be such as we get it. Down to 4th place. That isn't going to be such as one piece of me. And it's not going to be such as all ready to do this, because I just experiencing I froze in the escort game. So one thing, this is absolutely for a huge disaster. Now I'm up all the way into the 4th place. Now I'm going all the way to top 3. So this isn't going to be slightly good as well. And I'll be really the fastest lap, whatever we tried. And whatever, this is going to be such as really the fastest lap, whatever we try to do this, for 190 miles an hour. And it looks like we're gaining on them. All the way to 3rd position. And blasted all the way into the final lap. And I'm going to be at top 2. We're finishing in all the way to 2nd place. And I'll be doing for such as Gran Turismo 4-way. Here comes the final lap. So I'm not pretty sure this isn't going to be such as most likely best. 1 minute and 36 seconds. All the way to 1 minute and 34 seconds. Now we're still going to be so slow as fast as possible. Now we're still absolutely gain up into the 2nd position. So we're still on top 3. And we're still going to take itself for 1 advantage to take it over. 5 laps means this isn't going to be just like that. And we still managed to be can't say overall. And we're still going to be, oh dear. We have our first sector is completely finished. We're unable to catch him up. and we forced off all the way to the gravel, and down all the way to second position. Monster Speeder is at second, but on the pole position isn't like that going on, and the first place isn't like that is going to be going on. So a second sector is completely finishing, and then I can see this one rival from right behind of him, because I slightly mistakenly failed, but for many reasons that doesn't gonna be making counts. But looks like I have just finishing for its second place. Looks like I have did so gone all the way for this one change. Level 79. He's on the final lap, and that doesn't gotta be trying to do this anyways. So this isn't going to be just like its last. And finally, the results. We have only 4 drivers left. 6 minutes and 40 seconds we have done here. I'll be ready for 5 laps of Hockenheim, and looks like that does using for endurance racing for so much. Let's go for another Dodge Viper, I guess. So we're completely able to go, and we're still able to be going around as well. I will be still remember on about of this track that I just masterized this earlier. So this isn't going to be such as one thing. Not already in sight, but things went out of control. But the last 40 seconds, this isn't going to be very tried as possible. That could cause for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And that will result, this is actually for such as one big thing. Oh dear. So many Dodge Vipers, I guess. But since we're gonna be ready for go, this is still allowed for getting all over to do this. Because the most popular thing by using the Dodge Viper ACR for this one. So since I just completely jump up for its first try, and it's not going to be so worth it about for this, things are starting to ram a little bit, and I'm on the top lead. First sector complete, but it looks like we're continuing to get on the wheels, and still going to be blasting all the way for just only one time. And right on time, I was the fastest, and I'm not able to be seen for right behind as well, because that was not slightly nothing that we're going to be trying to do this, but anything it does. I'm always in the pole position, because since at Monza, Dodge Viper wins because anything in a pole position. The second sector isn't going to be completed like that, and not subject that we're going to be completing in a level, because something is absolutely doing for a bug fix or something, for many things, or what, lap time problem. So it heads all over to lap number 2, and it's going to be such as most likely the fastest lap we're going to be trying to do this. And last lap is 1 minute and 28 seconds. And the first sector isn't that I just completely got, and we got for a little bit for just us right behind them. They're not the masters. They were not slightly gonna be cheaters as well. So still very much as well to head all over down for this thing all over to do this. I still need to gain money as fast as possible, but this is not going to be such as one thing. Therefore, 2 laps remaining. This is going to be for our last 2 laps before we're going to be trying to end up this video. I think this is going to be for our last try, and it wasn't going to be explaining that is going to be for such as most fastest lap ever. So we're going to be heading through out for our first sector. The best lap is 1 minute and 22 seconds, and we just could be able to be winning for the most likely fastest lap times whenever we try to scene like this. And our second sector is going to be completed already. Now all ready to be blasted all the way for a second. And the final thing, this isn't going to be such as 1-0 that I just could not be able to be confessed about this. We just absolutely serve for another seconds of penalty, or just absolutely give ourselves a warning. We have, oh my god, we just didn't able to be finishing for the final lap. So this is going to be for the last lap. Won't be able to be finishing for this way. So the best lap time isn't like that 1 minute and 22 seconds. So mark my words, it's time for the fastest lap we ever tried to see this. And then here goes for the final lap as well, and which should be able to be avoided. And let's just going to be for its first stop, and then this is not going to be what happened to do this day. So first sector has been failed to catch, and then another sector as well, and I'm probably sure this isn't going to be for braking a little bit much early. Isn't that really early? I think it was. It was really that fast. Still going. And one of the players is going to be there last. 3 drivers left of the course. Braking a little bit late. And I'm not going to be out of this race. So still not going to be, Ralford is a little bit punished. So our second sector is going to be a little bit finished. So this is going to be for our last. So our last lap time isn't like that before good. So it is going to be for our last win. I'll be returning home. I think this is going to be to the end of this video. So that's right. I'm at final win for this almost to be a level 80. And what about the other drivers? We think they're still finishing for just a little bit very yet. And one more driver we absolutely having for a little bit left. So if you enjoy this video for something like able to go for a public races or open races during the race mode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And that the last one has just also completed because of all of his terrible mistakes for the last 3 drivers to go. Now the final time is 7 minutes and 5 seconds, and that is absolutely for many DNFs for very many more reasons like that. So, and finally I must head it back into the menu, I guess. Oops, we just teleported to Fuji International Speedway once again.